Blessed love, y'all. Blessed love. Welcome to High Grade Healing TV live. Sending y'all love and balance. Let y'all get in the room here. Sending y'all love though. Blessed love. Welcome, welcome. As you just come in the chat, as you come in the room, just saying your blessings. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you got going on today. Let me know where you're from. Let me know the vibes. Sending y'all love. Let me know how it's sounding too. Let me know how it's looking. It should be super crispy. Blessed love. Eve Mendez, much love, much love. I know you want me to go deeper into the video I put in. You want me to go deep into that video. We'll do that. We'll do that definitely sometime soon. Much love, y'all. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me see how it's looking. Bless. Let me know how it's looking, y'all. Let me know how it's sounding, Charles. Sending love, much love, much love. Boom. We're live. Giving thanks. I got a crazy thumbnail. Bless. Woman and Woman Homestead. Leah Smith. Much love. Sunu, sending abundant love from the infinite depths. Everything Irie. Sound good. Give thanks. Sending y'all love. Much love. Homestead Leah. I'm gonna have to check out your channel. Do you have some videos? Homestead Leah, on what you got going on? Looking crispy. We got Shahana in the chat. The honorable Shahana, much love. Bless. Give thanks. Let me. Boom. Just got modded. Give thanks, honorable. Much love. Definitely sending love. Jali, Abija. Much love. Looks good. Sounds good. Love y'all. Giving thanks. The Gully Leaf. A potent one, a lovely one. It's a divine herb. I love that. I love that herb. It's amazing. What else did you get in your order besides the gully leaf, or was that what you ordered? That's a potent one, regardless. I'm sipping here on my sweet bay leaf tea, which may be the love tea. I would say the cacao. Cacao is the love tea. I'd say just with all the different benefits of it, with the mood, even has a love molecule, all of that, the bliss molecule, all of that. But the bay leaf just makes you feel loved. It's like so warming. Just makes you feel like you're getting a hug on a cold day. So that's epic. So I'm just sipping on that bay leaf. It snowed this weekend in Vancouver, which is to me is a blessing. I love the snow. I come from Calgary, where I was born and raised in Calgary, which is like Montana. It's cold. It is like snows for months. It's much colder than where I'm at in Vancouver. But one thing I do like is I like the snow in a little bit of portions, because with the snow comes it's like bright days. It's fun. Like I'm just cruising around in the snow, having fun. So it's like we always have these opportunities to find the blessings in our environments, and with the changing of the season, with the changing of the vibes. So I had a great time yesterday. We're gonna go on a hike tomorrow. I'm gonna go out again today, just get out in the snow. But until then, sipping on this gully, not this gully, sipping on this bay leaf. But much love, y'all. As it says in the title, love is life's primary lesson. And, it's like, it's a lesson that we learn throughout all of life. And I feel that we're just consistently learning. And for me, it's been a journey of learning how to love, learning what love is, and getting clear enough to accept love, and to feel like I'm even worthy of love. So there's a whole lot that comes in with love. And it's one of those things kind of where you just expect everyone to know how to do it, where it's just like, you're just love. Like love is just so natural for us. But it is natural for us, but we've also been distorted. A lot of distortion when it comes to the love. And it's like love comes with a lot, you know and it's interesting. It's just an interesting journey that I've been on, and I'm definitely giving thanks. But before really starting, I want to say like I love all of y'all. Like I'm so grateful. I have so much love for everyone in this chat, everyone who's gonna watch this, everyone who's supporting, everyone who's tuning in, because y'all don't even understand. Like I feel like we underestimate the value and the impact that we make on other people's lives. And even though it just seems like y'all are just tuning into a live, or y'all are just buying some products, or y'all are just watching this video, it's like y'all are helping support my mission and my vision and what I believe to be my soul's purpose and what I'm here for. And imagine if like I were to start this and go on with it and there would be no one on the other end with the receiving. That's a true lesson on love, because I still should be able to love myself through that. But just showing up and having y'all show up and having y'all be here, it's it's like it's just that it's love, and that's so much love. And for me, like when I had people close to me who weren't really supporting and showing that love, but y'all were out there showing the love, supporting and helping me keep going. And this was on a part where, where you may not have level of love for self, where you need that little push, that little external push. And I think that's something that's really lost in this day and age, is the importance on the community. Because like as we're here on Valentine's Day today, and Valentine's Day and holidays in general, I'm not even gonna get into like the Valentine's Day massacre and how we're celebrating that as a day. I won't even get into that. I won't take it that deep. But what I will say is that on Valentine's Day, it for me, and holidays in general, for me, it resembles the fact that we are so busy and we are so caught up and we are so distracted that we need government or an external source that is not from within our community to tell us when we can love ourselves, when not even love ourselves, because they have no days for self-love, but when we could love others. Like today is Valentine's Day, so show love to your significant other, right? And then tomorrow here in BC, in Canada, is Family Day. So it's like, here's the day to show love to your family. What it just made me think about is that how like we are so distracted on our day to day that we can't even think for ourselves or think about ourselves. So then that's when people need to come in, the government needs to come in and say, here's your Valentine's Day. Here's your day to do something nice for the person that you love. And they don't have that self-love day. Self-love day, when it comes to this society, this modern day, self-love day is like you go take a yearly checkup. A lot of us still don't even do our yearly checkup to see how we're doing, to check on our health. So there's no self-love day. We don't have that time where we look in and tune into self. And that's why like all of these rituals, all of these practices, like even just sipping on some tea and adding tea into your life and as a ritual, is something that's lost, it's gone, because we're too busy. So all we do now is we do whatever is out there in society, and whatever society tells us is important, that's what we do. So whatever society tells us to drink is what we drink. And if you start to sip on something like tea, or if you start to do something where you care for yourself and you love yourself, you're going to be labeled as an outcast. And I want to change that word outcast, because, or an outsider, because we are not outcasts or we are not outsiders. We are exceptions to the rule, and we are anomalies, right? But every time you choose to love yourself, every time you choose to take that path to care for yourself, you're going to be looked at as an anomaly. Like you're one of the rare ones. You're unique. And that's because really and truly, our day to day, we're way too caught up in our day to day life that we are unable to think for ourselves, think about ourselves, to care for ourselves, to take a moment out to see how we're doing, how we're feeling. And from that is where real beauty comes from. So that's like the beginning of my journey, the beginning of why I felt it was important to become an entrepreneur. It was really due to the fact that I realized that this is when I was just starting to learn about self-love and self-care and all of that. I was just learning about it. And I was like, why is this so hard? Why is it so challenging for us to love and care for ourselves? And then I'm doing this while I'm at a job where I was a personal trainer, and I would wake up at 5 a.m. to get ready for my work. At 6 a.m., I would show up, just get ready. My morning routine was just quick, 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 put on my things, eat, just so I can get out the door for my first client at 6 a.m. And I would stay at the gym until 5 p.m. Right? Once I'm done from the gym, I go eat my dinner, and I'm just tired. So I don't want to go do studying. I don't want to go experiment and like work on like practicing cooking or doing these different things where it's nurturing for self. All I'm gonna do is like, hey, what do I got to do so I could wake up tomorrow and not have like that level of, that was like the first time in my life where I felt a level of anxiety, where I was just like, something just, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right for me. So from there, I realized like we're just too tired. We're too busy. We're too caught up. We're working too much for us to be able to really put that level of love and care and thought into ourselves. Because a lot of the times it's just we need to think, have some time to sit and think. Like we need that time to just sit in meditation and just be still and quiet and just have our eyes closed. This is what I've been doing, have that quiet time and just let those thoughts come up. And when those thoughts come up, sometimes I have some thought that comes up that I really don't want to come up, that I wish I didn't have to face, that I wish I could just distract myself by working. I wish I could just distract myself by going out and partying and waking up late so I don't have enough time to meditate. I wish I could do that with some of these thoughts that come up, because I know that when I have that thought, and once I've been exposed to that thought, then I'm gonna have to do something about it. I can't just sit and have that thought knowing that there's something out there that I have to address and I'm just going to ignore it. I can't do that, right? So sometimes in that meditation, you get those kind of thoughts that come up. Sometimes when you're just still and quiet, and even when it comes to in the business, if we're just doing the work for a certain goal or a certain aim, but we don't give ourselves a time to just explore, where I'm just going to come and I'm just going to explore this program where I used to ship today. I'm just going to explore the program. And through that, I get a lot of insights. Through that, we get that level of just newness and that excitement. So we don't have that time anymore. So that's really why I started to go on this journey of entrepreneurship, just so I could buy and own my time and control my time, because time is love. Time is love. So we need to be able to put that time in, so we're able to just do what we want and what we need and what we require for self. And it's a journey, y'all. Like it's something that, as I'm researching it and just going into the histories and learning about the ancestors and how they used to do things back in the day with relationships and all of that. It was the idea of community is something that for me is like really important, and really something that I've been thinking about lately, is this level of community and how we're currently lack community. Like we believe nowadays, like with the nuclear family, that it's the husband, wife, and children is a family. And then everyone else is like, that's another unit, right? But back when my ancestors, there was like no cousins, like everyone was a brother, and everyone was mom and dad. Like all of the aunties were like mom and dad. So then you had multiple people to go to, you had multiple people to care for you, you had multiple people around you, and it wasn't this lonely current society that we're living in right now. And yeah, it's something very interesting as we're here, and as like we're building businesses and having social media. This is an opportunity really for me to create community. And I was really just thinking about this because, as you're on the journey, you feel that level of loneliness. Every once in a while, you feel lonely on the journey. I'm just wondering why. And it's just that level of community, I feel, is just something that's been lost and something that has been left behind, and something that we got to get back and we got to return to. And we're gonna have Honorable Priest Kailash coming in on the live soon. And for me, watching and going out there to Saint Lucia was an opportunity for me to experience community in the sense where people are working together, people are living to achieve a common purpose and a common goal. And everyone has their roles. It was like it's one of the most beautiful thing having roles in life. It's so beautiful. And something where in this day and age everybody's a boss. Everybody is a boss these days. Like Rick Ross, "Huh, I'm a boss." Everyone's a boss. Independent women like Beyonce, Destiny's Child, independent women. We got everything in society is telling us that all we need is ourself. And that's true to a certain level. That's true because, that is all we need. But as humans on this earth, we thrive in community. And as we are not able to have our own roles in life and everyone's a boss, sometimes you come forward wanting to be a boss just because you think that's cool, just because you think that's what it's the norm. So you get out of your role. Maybe your role was to just be a support, to be an admin, but you have to be the boss because social media and you got to post and there's all this pressures out there in the world today. And from that, when we lose that, sometimes you were meant to be the healer for the community. You were meant to just focus. You are the healer. We're going to focus on getting the money. We're going to focus on supporting you and all that. And you could focus on your role of being a healer. But in this day and age, everybody's the boss. Everybody has to run things. Everybody has to, be that person. And I feel like that is we lose that connection to self and our purpose and our vision on this earth. And I think that's just so important that we tap into that level of, if we do it all ourselves, then the community becomes obsolete. If we do it all ourselves, then the community becomes obsolete. There is no purpose, no need for a community. Right? So then, I feel that, it's so important that we tap into these roles and we love ourselves through these roles, because sometimes we're unable to love ourselves because we feel like we're not doing enough, where we should be this, we should be that, and we're not able to love ourselves in the role that we were made for. So it's that level of love, a level of self, and level of community that I'm really exploring right now. And I feel that's going to allow us to step into our power and to step into that level where we're coming together and we have these days of love every day, where we build love into our rituals, where we're sipping on this tea and just mm, mm, love, 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 like just feeling great. And we thrive for those experiences in our day to day. And it's so important. Bless y'all. So let me see what's going on in the chat right now. Much love, Stephen. Love is also sharing. Definitely. Love is sharing. I saw something, is love a waste of time? Love is life's primary lesson. It's primary lesson. So there's no way that it could be a waste of time. I wish we can go back. Bless y'all. Much love. So I'm gonna welcome Honorable Priest Kailash into the chat. Blessed love,
Honorable,
Honorable.
blessed, blessed. Give thanks, man. Holy man.
Blessed love. You hear me clear?
Yeah, clearly.
Hearing. Okay. Give thanks. Welcome, welcome. How's the day going so far?
Well, everything is blessed. What about the eye?
Everything is blessed. Blessed day. Blessed day today. Woke up feeling great, feeling charged up, and ready to go.
Give thanks, Honorable
Blessed.
Rastafari. You don't know.
Definitely.
Well, I
Give
mean,
thanks.
we just on we just laboring. My chalice, please. My AirPods. I'm just laboring to just complete the tiling of the processing area, and then for next strong to just commence on the plumbing aspect. So by the beginning of March, we're looking forward to um, begin operations in the new facility. So for the past, because we actually began the work last year about that this time, about March.
Yeah. Yep.
The same time COVID came. So it's a work that have actually been going on throughout the COVID time, and it has really been a blessing, meaning that we were able to zero in and focus all that energy when everyone was, just complaining about all the bad things about COVID. I see that there are many positives that COVID have brought to the forefront, and even while we were in I was just came out on the construction site, and one of the tilers, they had a mask on,
Hmm.
and I said, well, give thanks, that COVID came, that you all learned to wear masks, because one of the things is that the
Okay.
workers, they would be in the dust and the fin set and
Hmm.
all the stuff, and then they would have no mask on. So the fact that because of COVID, they are forced to actually wear masks, for their own safety. I feel that this is awesome. So give thanks, definitely, as this has taught us the love for self.
Hmm.
So sometimes, we need to be pushed in the right direction, literally push, and sometimes push hard too. So sometimes push so hard that all your brain shaking your skull, just so that you could go into the right direction. So give thanks for all the progress, and definitely we do give thanks for life, honorable.
Definitely give thanks. Give thanks. So today's episode is about love, relationships, community, and love being life's primary lesson. What do you think about that? Love as life's primary lesson.
Well, for me, love is just like an action word. You
Hmm.
know, love is an action word. It is not something that you need to wonder whether or not someone feels it towards you. It's an action word. So it's a
Hmm.
sentiment, it's a feeling, it's an action that is continually perpetuated. So when someone loves you, it is not something that you have to even ask them whether they love you. You would just see that they love you in their actions, as simple as that. So they would just check up on you, correct you, you know feel free to tell you when you're going around. Just feel free to tell you, well, my brother, what you doing there is not good, man. You should do better than that, man. Well, give thanks, honorable. You've done awesome, and I'm so thankful for your progress. So, a cup of tea, a little hug, a little pinch, you know, a little moment together. So
Hmm.
love are all these things. They are actions that you have to perpetuate, that you have to actually. It's not like as if it's something intangible. It is very tangible. You could touch it, you could feel it, you could see it, you could weigh it, you could critically analyze it, and you could see. You could make up your mind and decide immediately whether or not someone loves you or they don't love you, just because of the
What you got
actions.
there? What's that love? What's that love you got there?
I'm just loving up myself.
Hmm. The answer. Give
Yeah, I'm just
thanks.
loving up myself with the answer.
Hmm.
The answer is like, as we know, everyone's gonna get COVID. It's just that how your system is going to be when the virus actually attacks you.
Hmm.
I must say, like, for the past year or so, anytime I feel like I've been exposed to the virus, because I've been exposed to the coronavirus several times,
Hmm.
and you feel your throat get a kind of itchy or whatever, because just
Yeah.
like a flu, just take the answer, and I can afford to do that. That's the thing about the medicines, is that it's not like you would overdose yourself. Even if the dosage says
Hmm.
30 drops, 3 times a day, I could literally drink an entire bottle for the day, and I won't die. It's
Yeah.
not like aspirin or Tylenol that you cannot just drink the entire thing. So if you just take a a bottle of a container of Tylenol and you drink it, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So the same way with aspirin or any of these drugs. But with our medicines, there is nothing like overdose. You could take whatever it is as long as you
Mm-hmm.
could afford it. And and
Yeah.
medicines like the answer, right? That's critical for the immune system. And we will be beginning a campaign as we have with the answer specifically, ja? Rastafari. Because the
Gotta
because
find.
the answer was given the name the answer for a reason.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's the answer for everything. And it has lived up to that name, eh?
Mm-hmm.
All type of thing that came: dengue fever, chikungunya, Zika,
Mm-hmm.
everything that came. The answer have been in the forefront of boosting of the immune system.
Mm-hmm.
So the answer is a product. I don't think you have it on the shop. No, no.
No, not currently.
Yeah, we
Not
working to
currently.
sell 100,000 answers. So it's 100,000 answers and 100,000 free of laxative. So at least we
Mm-hmm.
could make up the millions that we need to make up to bring forth the love,
Mm-hmm.
because they say the love of money is the root to all evil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. You have to love money. It's a natural. It's just a natural principle.
Yeah.
You have to love it unapologetically.
And they say like the money isn't the root of evil, it just exposes what's already there. So if you're loving and kind and you get money, you're gonna do things with the money that's loving and kind and caring.
Yeah,
But
period.
if you have that evil or whatever within you, then once you get the money, then that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, whenever I get money, I just do good with it.
Hmm.
So if we get $1 billion, I mean, it's still same thing we're going to do. $1 trillion, there's $1 trillion of work to be done. So it's not like as if that love is only for people. The love is for your environment. The love is for your house. The love is for your space, your room, your medicine. So I will not. Okay, if I have this bottle of answer,
Hmm.
right, I will not just place it on the floor. I won't do that. I love my medicine so much that I will always keep it on top of a countertop someplace higher than the ground.
Yeah.
So all these simple little principles of that action. Because okay, if you have like your iPhone Pro Max, your iPhone Max Pro or whatever, iPhone Pro Max that you 12, you just bought that, you're not gonna just drop it on the floor. You know, no, you won't do that because
Nope.
you love your phone. You don't want it to get a crack or a scratch or anything. No. So the same way if your
Hmm.
medicine, right? Your medicine, because you love it so much, you always keep it up there, up there. So that the whole principle of love, it is something that many times in relationships people just wonder if someone love them or if they don't love them. You don't have to wonder that. You just look at the evidence.
Hmm.
Just look at the evidence. Is the person there when you need them? You know, when you call upon them, do they make themselves available?
Hmm.
You know, do they support you in your time of need? Do they congratulate you in your time of victory? Do they comfort you in your time of sadness? Do they correct you when you go wrong? You know, um, do they congratulate you? Do they, spend time with you? Do they invest that energy with you? So when whatever relationship that you are in, you know, um, you could just ask these simple questions and look at the whatever that you see. Don't think about what you think the person might be thinking. Oh yeah, he loves me, but he's just busy. Oh, he's gonna. No. So don't make any excuses for people. You just examine the relationship based upon what you see for yourself. So if somebody say, "Well, Prince, I love myself," and then probably they smoke cigarettes. I say, "You love yourself?" if that's the kind of love you have for yourself, I don't want you to love me.
Mm.
Because you cannot love yourself and then you're still smoking cigarettes. Probably you like yourself. Or some kind of thing with yourself. But if you love yourself, right? Definitely. That's why many people do not have the capacity to even love others
Mm-hmm.
because they have not learned the act of self-love. So they are not capable. So you might get upset with your girlfriend or your boyfriend because they don't show you any love, but they don't know better. They don't even they cannot even love themselves. So if it is that you have a relationship and then you're working so hard and stuff, and then you're coming home and your room is dirty and and then you have no food to eat, everything is disorganized, right? Then it's very important that I say Empress. Empress, come inside the people, man. Come inside the people. It's okay, Empress. Come see the people now. Come see the people. My love. Come on.
Thanks.
Right? So if it is that the person themselves cannot demonstrate that kind of love for themselves.
Blessed love.
Blessed love, honorable.
Majesty, give thanks.
You're talking about love. And then you appear.
In
How's
divine
the eye?
timing. I'm blessed.
Give
How about you?
thanks. Highly blessed. Give
Give
thanks.
thanks, give
You see
thanks.
half of your face.
Heart of love.
Love, love, love. Give
Blessed.
thanks.
So when it is that, so you say, boy, priest boy, I'm in a relationship and she don't take care of me at all. I always have, but if you check, does she take care of herself? Is her space clean? If it is does she eat on time for her own self? So if she do not do these things for herself, how do you expect her to do it for you?
Yeah.
And if she is doing it for you and not for herself, it's not love, it's just responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So then you then now must teach her to do it for herself, just so that
Mm-hmm.
she can do it for you. Right? So
Yeah.
when she is able to do it for herself, right, then that means that, okay, all right, she can begin to do it for you because she fully understands that's love. So because she loves herself and she want to eat well and she want to exercise and she want to ensure that she's strong and healthy, automatically, because she does it for herself in such abundance, it overflows and comes right to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, and vice versa. So the same way that when the man cares for himself, so a man doesn't have to just be a man in a relationship because, oh, but he loves his woman so much. No. I mean, you might be surprised what I have to say. Right? So someone is saying preaching now. I'm not preaching, man. I mean, what can I tell you? I just look at the comments there. My answer, somebody says preaching now. I'm not preaching, brethren. I'm just telling you the
You're
life
speaking the truth.
experiences. Right? So what I was saying a while ago, my words a while ago. What was it?
You
Remember?
were talking about teaching. You got to teach them how to love. And when
How
they love and it's
yeah.
so abundant that it
That it gets to you
overflows
automatically.
automatic. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like if it is that you have a woman, an empress, a wife, teach her to take the best for herself.
Priest,
Right?
that's something that you mentioned. And when you said that, it hit me and it stuck with me because how we're taught over here is a little bit different. Where it's like, the man comes home, he does all the work, he gets the big piece of chicken. There was like that one example, where like he gets the best because he comes home and you give to him, but when you're saying like explain it to them like your side and your perspective on that, because that's like that was really beautiful.
Yeah, well, I would always teach my empress to take the best for herself. Right? And if it is that her state of being is that the best is always for her, automatically I would be the best. Because I am her king, man. So just because I pertain to her, she'd have to make sure I am the best, because she just loves the best of everything, right? So the fact that I am her king man, her husband man, right, her emperor, right, automatically she has to make sure that she has a wonderful emperor, right? He's the best. He has to be the best, shiny and spotless, right? Just because she
Mm-hmm.
just wants the best of everything for herself, right? So the same way as a man, right? You don't have to love your woman just because for your woman's sake, just because you love the woman. No, you have to love the woman because you love yourself. And it sounds, it might sound quite risky and sound selfish, but I don't love my children just because of loving my children's sake. I love my children because I love myself. I love Chris Kailash, right? And
Mm-hmm.
because I love Chris Kailash, right, then I would want to make sure that Chris Kailash is an awesome father, right? So I love them, right, as a father, because I love myself so much that I would want myself to be the best father ever because of the love of myself, right? So the love of myself becomes so abundant that it automatically is to the benefit of my children, because I love myself so much. That abundance of love for me, boy, I love my. So I won't be a despicable father, a worthless. I cannot. I just love myself. So the same way we've been a husband, because I love myself to that level. When you look at my empress, my goodness, she have to be up there. Why? Because I just love myself. So whatever pertains to me has to be up there, right? So then it becomes, because I love myself so much, then that love for all these different aspects of my solar system, because all these things are just aspects of your solar system, your reality, your universe. Uni is one, uni is one, right? And a verse is still one aspect of a poem or a song, right? So that universe, your microcosmo, right? Basically, you are the center of it, and your mommy. So your relationship with your mother and your father, your relationship with your wife, with your children, with your job, with your friends, with your vehicle, with your dog, with your bed, with your chair, with your tablet, your iPad, your phone. All these things, there are different components, examples of aspects that are actually attached to you. But you are the center, right? You are the sun of that universe, that solar system. So because of that abundance of self-love and self-care, and and that self-attention that you give to yourself, right? Your mother, because you love yourself, right? You want to have, say, boy, please, God, my mom was never that. My mom was never there for me. Okay, all right. Okay, well, you say, who that knows better, do better then. If your mom was never there to you, then be the best daughter ever, because you love yourself, right? If your dad was never there for you, be the best son ever, because you love yourself, right? Give me a moment, man. One moment there. Let me just attend to something.
Bless. Bless. So that's potent. Potent, potent, potent. A lot to unpack from that. A lot to unpack from that. But something that I was just thinking about is how it's a level of fear, because when we put it on ourselves, there's a level of accountability where we got to be accountable. And if we look and we see that things aren't up to our standards and we have to make a change, and change is scary. So, I love that. I love that. And then the chosen one, she says, the man doesn't do all the work. Women work inside and outside of the home. That's the problem. Men think they do everything. That is a part of like this society's problem right now. Fully agree. Bless.
Yeah, give thanks, my Lord. Yeah, man. So
Give thanks.
this I had got one clear off my nostrils because I took some answer and the mucus was just coming out. So when you take the answer,
Yeah.
literally just draws out. So I was feeling like the
Mhm.
mucus was just coming out from my frontal sinus and right, and definitely I
Mhm.
had to go and take it out. So definitely, so these things
Yeah.
are critical, critical. Even in any relationship, right, with any aspect of your
Mhm.
physical self. So you don't work just because you want to make the money and thing, you know. Yeah, just because of your love for yourself, the standard of work you're going to produce is going to be exemplary because you love yourself. So you want to be
Mhm.
associated with the best level of work. So self-love is the foundation. So
Mhm.
don't pretend like you love me more than you love yourself. So you cannot tell me, but you cannot come and cut my nails and then your nails dirty and has all type of thing and chappy, and I would look at you and I say, you're a hypocrite. You're fake.
Yeah,
Take care
that
of your nails first, then come and check me. Right?
mhm.
Go and take care of my nails. You understand? So important
I love that.
fundamental principles.
Yeah, I love that. That's just the foundation, the fundamentals. And that level of self ownership, and you're looking at yourself as a god, as a creator, and you're taking responsibility for your environment and the things that is in your environment, as opposed to I'm going to love this because that person told me to, or because of this. So when we have other people telling us why we should love, then if there's something wrong with that person or that thing, we could blame something else. But with what you're saying, there's nowhere to blame. It's all just gonna come to
You,
self. It's all self.
yeah, man. Yeah.
All self.
Someone is saying, where, someone said in the chat, I think they said, where is my father? Okay, now, when I met my empress, right, because of how society is, and even in our discussions, me and I have told you to make sure you foster a relationship with your father,
Mhm.
no matter what, right? And, but Priscilla, she was never there. As long as he contributed the sperm, that's all he had to do. You know, anything else is bonus. So if your father gives you a hug, gives you a kiss, sends you to university, or took care of you as a child, whatever, all these things there are bonuses, right? The fact that the fact that he actually gave you life, he provided that sperm, that's good enough. That's that's all that is good
Mm,
enough. The fact that he gave you an
mm,
opportunity to exist, to be, that is good enough.
mm,
That's good enough. So then, if you could begin to be thankful, appreciate, love that simple aspect of what your father have given you, then you might be able to appreciate, love the bigger aspects of what your father has to give you, right? Because you yourself have to do that, even to break what they would call generational curses, whereby of bad relationship between mother and daughter, father and, so you'd see that your you and your father have a bad relationship, then you and your son end up having a bad relationship, then your father and his father was never good, and your father's father, so you see that the whole thing just comes down the line. But so then you have to step out and say, but wait, nah, man. No, as I've told you before, I have called my father on days on my birthday where my father never used to remember my birthday, never. So I made it a habit to call him and say, yes, daddy, why you say give thanks, give thanks honorable for the sperm, my lord. Right? If it wasn't for that sperm there, I wouldn't be there. You know, so then you'd laugh. Right? So then, if I know better, if I feel like he's supposed to call me on my Earth Day, what about me now? Shouldn't I be thankful that he provided that sperm? So shouldn't I reflect upon the fact that he provided that sperm? So I'm going to be miserable and say, boy, my birthday come, my father never called me, my mommy never called me, they never called. Why say, mommy, give thanks, for that egg, you could have aborted me, You understand? You could have aborted me. You choose to keep me. Right? Give thanks for carrying me for the 9 months. Right? Give thanks for pushing me out into the world. Right? So no matter how bad the relationship is, just because of your self-love, and because you love yourself so much that you want to be the best self possible, which is the best daughter, the best husband, the best wife, the best son, the best nephew, the best niece, the best uncle, the best worker, because you love yourself and you want that your identity to be attributed to lovely things only. You understand? So that's
I
why
do.
I tell people I really cannot be bought, because I'm not doing something because of anything that anybody has to give me. I'm doing it because of my personal standards. Right? So it's a priest. We got some seamoss, and that wasn't looking top of the line as your custom of doing. I said, what? That's not my standard, my lord. So then if you might be afraid or shy to say to talk, tell the priest about the stand, I say, my lord, you have to tell me about that, because you're affecting you not telling me that there was 1 ounce out of the 1,000 pounds of seamoss that was not proper. That means that you're not giving me the opportunity to uplift the standard.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they say, well, open rebuke is better than secret love, whereby you could point out to people where they need to strengthen themselves, right? Openly, my lord, so and so and so, so you don't have to see the person. Oh, the person might have a big piece of mucus out of their nose. Oh, you look so beautiful. And then, oh, there. And then, and instead of just telling the person, my sister, you have a piece of something in your nose there, right? But you're playing like you love the person so much that you can't even tell them that they have a little something. But no, a lot of people will come and they'll see you with boo boo in your eyes, right? Or they call it kakane in Creole in your nose, and they cannot tell you to take it out. It takes a genuine person to say, oh, Ras Akim, you see my eyes, my lord. They'll see it, and then nobody will say nothing at all. Right? So
Yeah.
open rebuke is better than secret love.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things, they
Yes.
are the basic funding principles of what love is. So it's not something that you have to guess or wonder, right? Whether or not I'm not why they still saying preach? I sound like a preacher. My goodness, man. I think I will have to end that stream there, because people telling me preach, and I'm just
The
teaching,
preacher.
so I'm just teaching. Right? So
But
it is
what we're
very
working on,
important
even
to
with
have
that
that.
priest, even
Yeah?
with that is like, we think that when you get a powerful message, it's like coming from a preacher, So like, this is just reprogramming of our thoughts, and even how you're talking. We think someone loves you if they be kind to you. So it's like kind of all going in the same idea of, we have to reprogram the fundamentals, the foundations, the basics. Is important that we need to reprogram that, because we have these associations which actually get in the way of us showing love, because we don't want to be rude. But that's love. That's the ingenuity, right? So yeah, I think that's a part of it.
Yeah, man. And it's very important, Very important,
Mm-hmm.
because when we understand them things there, right? Then we begin to be able to just express. Okay, someone saying teach on, give thanks, human and human homestead. Or she said teach, give thanks. So that's when we begin to really grow and check ourselves, because I have this I just have these little issues with my North American people, and my European people. Sometimes when they come and I speak to them, they get really offended. Some people get offended.
Mhm.
Really like offended, but then you have to say, well, the truth is an offense, but not a sin. Okay? Right. The truth is an offense, but it is not a sin. It will offend you, but it is not wrong.
Mhm.
It is just the truth. And it is good to feel offended. It's good to feel but you have to feel offended. So if you tell me, Chris, we got some seamoss and out of 1,000 pound, 1 ounce is bad. What are you talking about? That's offensive, man. That something
Yeah.
that's coming from me is not good, right? I'm offended by that. Okay, but I am not going to come and say, but how am I just say that my seamoss not good? I would go and I'll say, let me check how my systems are, how things are happening down here. Let me ensure that everything is going how it's supposed to go, right? And critically analyze myself and do some introspection and sidetrospection and and downtrospection and uptrospection. Every direction we have to check ourselves and see what is it that we could have done to better the outcome of whatever it is, right? So it is important. It's important that when you feel offended, you use that energy in a direction to better yourself. You don't get offended and want to take it out on the person that's telling you the truth. So if I tell you you're suicidal, Chris, but I can't say I'm suicidal. I can't believe the preacher say I'm suicidal. But you are. Being suicidal means that you are repeating an action over and over again that is going to lead to your own detriment. Right? You are repeating an action over and over and over and over again, knowing quite well that that action is going to lead to your detriment. That means that you are doing something that is affecting you in a manner that is detrimental to your very existence, yet still you're still doing it. So that means that you are consciously making a decision to bring harm onto yourself. So it's a suicidal tendency.
Mhm.
Right? So then, when you even just take it in that way, instead of, but I say, but wait, am I suicidal? But what is the priest saying that? Is the priest is telling me I'm suicidal? My goodness, what is he talking about? Oh my. And then you go into yourself and you say, well, am I really just getting drunk every Friday? And after, when I get my paycheck, I don't even go straight home. I go to the disco. And by the time I get home, my entire paycheck is almost gone. And I'm drunk. I'm burning out my liver. And I know this is bad. It's mashing up my relationship. It's killing me. I might develop ascites. Right? Then you say to yourself, but wait. So you say, but these actions are suicidal actions. I am consciously killing myself. I need some therapy. And therapy doesn't mean that you have to go and tell anybody. I'm not the kind of man that I like to hear people business. I like to hear anybody business. Same way I won't tell anybody my business.
Please, before we go on to that, Before we go into that, I just wanted to touch on something there. What you just said is the ability to be have that level of honesty with ourselves and to have that deep introspection and that critical thinking and just being real and honest with ourselves and not putting judgment or shame or making it so we dislike ourselves or we look at ourselves and label ourselves as a bad person. I feel that's something there's like a little bit of a link, a missing link there between the ability to say those kind of things and acknowledge your actions and acknowledge your reality and know that it's not you don't have to put that level of shame or hatred toward yourself or anything like that. But from there, it's just the level of I gotta make a change. I gotta adjust something from here on out. And I feel that's something that is super important. But I feel we're afraid to go into that thought because of what we may think about ourselves. He just got off. But yeah, I feel that's something super important for us to say to ourselves, like, my actions are suicidal. I'm doing this every weekend. And this is not contributing to me living longer.
Sorry. I'm here again. I'm here again.
So yeah, you want to touch on that a little bit?
That was which one? The honesty to yourself?
Yeah, being honest with yourself and not being afraid to say that realness to yourself and makes you any worse or less of a person and not honoring that you're on the journey.
Yeah, give thanks. I mean, definitely. I could be a bit more suave. There could be suave.
Even
Nice.
if there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that
No, but
level of like being
I'm not
harsh,
saying
you
that
know?
something is wrong with it. There's nothing. I'm not saying that something is wrong. I'm just telling you, I
Mhm,
can't be because I am
mhm.
very suave. I could speak, and I could speak, but I have over my my 2 decades of work. Right now I'm 43. Okay. Um, I left medical school probably at the age of um probably I was yet say bam 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 blah, 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 20, maybe about 24, 25, 26, them kind of age there. Okay, then in my 2 decades, or a little less than 2 decades, about 2 decades, yeah, 20 years or so, me and the Empress have been together. All right. So I met her at medical school. Right. So I've seen so much suffering. I've seen a lot of suffering. I have seen the breast of a woman literally rot off, like like rotting off. I've seen people come to us and their breasts, you could imagine that the breast of the woman being one of the most cherished aspects of her sexuality, right? You know that, right? Brother Hakim,
Mhm.
I'm talking to you, man. You know that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you are aware that the breast of the woman is one of her most cherished possessions. She,
Mhm.
for her sexuality, that's why they have cleavage. She shows off and this and that, and and so she loves the breast.
Yeah.
So imagine that as a woman, that part of her that makes her so much of a woman is rotting off, okay, and it smells horrible, right? And they call it breast cancer, okay. So, and putrefying and bleeding, and you understand? I've seen that. I see these things there a lot,
Mhm.
right? And the important part is that had she made certain decisions 6 months, a year ago, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago, based upon how she deals with her personal trauma, her love for herself, she would have never been in that condition. So I saw that I really didn't have much time to waste. That certain words have to be uttered to people just in that, with that intent to save them. And you cannot afford to coat it up with no honey or agave or corn syrup or white sugar or whatever sweet thing you use. I don't know what you're using. Right? You have to just be real as possible, because there is a great sense of urgency. So, because I understood that a woman holding on to negativity, trauma, being anxious and depressed continually, right? Not being able to be grateful for the simplest of things within the environment, is actively, this woman is actively investing in giving herself breast cancer. So when you see a woman then comes to you and she already has fibroids, she has polycystic ovarian syndrome, and both of these conditions are hormonal dependent, estrogen and progesterone, and more than likely, because 80% and more of the sisters who have PCOS or fibroids are sisters who have been traumatized, right? Who've been abused some way or the other, right? If you have, I don't know how many viewers that you have there, but if you have 30 sisters looking at this program right now, right? At least 8 by 3, if you have 30 sisters, that means that out of every 10, 8 of them have been abused some way or the other. That's 8 times 3, so that is 24. So out of that 30 sisters watching that program right now, that we live with right now, if you have 30 of them, at least 24 of them have been abused or traumatized some way or the other. And I'm telling you, fact. That's a fact. I'm telling you, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm telling you. So then, that means that's why they say 2 out of every 3 women will develop breast cancer, or let's say African American or people of African descent. 2 out of every 3 women will develop breast cancer. Right? So that means that you're talking about 60-something%. Right? 66% or so, 66.7%. Now, if it is that I understand that and I'm seeing a sister coming in front of me and she's at that stage in her existence whereby her symptoms, the symptoms that she's showing is only probably PCOS or fibroids, right? I would tell her to let go of her trauma and embrace her experiences. And she might say, but priest, how can I embrace something so horrible somebody did to me? I tell them, because it's to your benefit. Because it's done already. Right? And because I know that for a fact, I'm telling you, it's just science, that if she holds on to that trauma and that depressive mind state and anxious mind state, a little bit down the line, she'll have a lump in her breast. So we don't really have a lot of time to waste. Things move exponentially now. So you have to be so critical of yourself that that you begin to act upon yourself, and anything anyone tells you, don't look at yourself. I personally, someone could say the worst rumor about me, the worst thing that is the furthest aspect of it, I would still utilize it as a means of self introspection.
Important.
Right? Be critical of me.
Mm-hmm.
See, how was I responsible for this rumor even actually coming out? Then what can I do in the future to actually guard myself or prevent myself from being in such a situation? So then, even the worst of circumstances can be used as fuel, as energy to better your present state. So things don't put you down, they push you up. Right? So you have to just be honest. Right? You have to be honest. Right? It's like you are in a war, and then you are seeing the trap that your your soldier man is going to fall down in a trap and he'll lose his life. And you say, yeah, and you smiling to them, and then you, oh, priest, I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to, I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to make him feel afraid because I saw a trap priest, but I didn't want to hurt him. Just tell the man, honorable, watch over there, man. They have a bomb there, my lord. So the man could have at least be able to move himself and save his life. Then you try to say, oh my goodness, he's gone. Oh my goodness, I can. And then you let the man step on him, and when the bomb explodes, he's dead. Right? So that bomb could be anything, and the bomb is your past, your childhood traumas. Let go of these things. Let go of these things. There are deadly. So, because of my scientific overstanding of that reality, I will be rougher than anyone, my lord, because it's like I'm seeing a car coming to bounce you in the road, and I have to be like a lion man and fling a rope and wrap it around you and pull you out, and probably you bruise your knees or even burst your lip and probably even lose your front teeth. But at least you have life, you know. Give thanks for life, you know. So sometimes, you know, it does feel a way to be pointed in the right direction, but you have to embrace it, right? And don't hold on to these things, they're deadly. And because of how quickly the time is moving, we really do not have the time to waste, to sweet talk, right? It's time for honest talk. So have that honest conversation with yourself. Because if you are honest to yourself, you'll appreciate love a man that's honest to you, you know. Right? So some people would see like, okay, you see a sister coming there and she has a skirt on, but her zip is actually literally unzipped. And you know, some people, they won't tell her anything, you know, because they so think, why don't tell her nothing? I'll make her feel bad that her zipper is open. I'll make her feel bad, you know. So you know, they don't tell her. They make her walk through the whole and probably see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other people actually see her underwear before they could have told her that her zipper is open. When you could have told her that 10 people before, you'd have saved her nakedness from 10 other people. You know, so it is in that spirit of overstanding and the spirit of honesty that we have to invest that level of truthfulness in ourselves. Because remember, it's yourself first. Critically be honest to yourself. You know, so when you can do that, then you could do it to somebody else, you know. Right? My Lord?
Definitely. Yes. Give thanks. Give thanks. I feel
Rastafari.
for us on this side, like I give thanks for that knowledge and for the experience as I'm experiencing it and going through it myself, and just allowing that to waking up myself. And I think it was Cam saying in the chat how a lot of people don't realize that they're on their suicidal actions because they're just so much in zombie mode. So for me to waking up wherever I'm in zombie mode, because we're on this war, we're on this mission, and we got to get rid of all of that parts of us that is asleep, and all of the parts of us that think that this isn't of the utmost importance, and that this isn't essential right now, to get rid of that. And as it's just like you feel like you got rid of it, then there's just a little bit more, and then just a little bit more to get rid of. So I give thanks for the experience and going through that. And yeah, that was potent. It's so important. Give thanks, honorable.
Yeah, man. So in balance is saying that when I say you have spoken to me in every way, I receive every spoken word and I am letting go today. I am going to love me, my whole being. I so needed this today. Give thanks. And that's the thing, it's instant. It's instant. Like there is darkness and you turn on the light. Right? So you could be in a dark room. As you flip the switch, it's instant. Pa! Light. Oh my god. Oh, that okay, all right. So you could see everything happening around you. So as instantly as you've said it, you could accept it and get it into your being and make it manifest. And then now you practice the ritual of repeating that same thing to yourself. So it might have to be every hour, every single hour. You have to go into yourself and say, when I say you have spoken to me in every way, I receive everything that was spoken and I'm letting go right now. I am going to love me. Okay, but you say, I love me, my whole being, right? I have received this today. And then you repeat this every single time, every single time, every single time. And in the beginning, it would have to be every hour because you have to reprogram your mind. So you have to sow different seeds in your subconsciousness that subconsciously your thoughts would be self-loving thoughts. Because if every hour you take a time out just to say the same words, after 7 days, that's going to be seeded back into your subconsciousness, After 21 days, that will be you. You don't have to think about saying it. You will always just be saying it in your subconsciousness. Right? So you're saying it, then receiving the blessing. Now, that's how it is. It's an action word. So it's not just about saying it. Then the action now is that you maintaining it consistently for a 21-day period. Give thanks for life. Rastafari.
Give thanks. And with that, when you're repeating it and it's instant, the healing is instant, and trust that it's instant. So if it doesn't show up in your life right away, to just keep on it and stay consistent and stay dedicated to repeating it and to doing the actions, even if your present reality in the physical doesn't show that right away.
Yeah, give thanks. Well, I mean, I know our
It's the
time.
key.
You see, because okay, I've been there for about an hour and something, so I give thanks. Yeah, I think my hour time is coming to a close. I don't know if any of the superstars in the chat room would like to put their face on and say something and put their face on the line.
Yeah,
So
what
you see,
we'll do,
I'll
we'll
have
have
about
someone come on.
another 5 minutes, 5 minutes the most.
Uh-huh. We'll have someone come on. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So the link is in the chat. You can click that link and then come on live and just share. Just share with us. Share the blessings. Share some love with us. Let's see who's open to it. So there was something up here, Priest, where someone was asking, let me find it. What about people who splurge on material things like brand name clothing and shoes and say that's loving themselves? Is that part of self-love? What would be your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, they wouldn't really be buying name brand. They'll be buying quality.
Mm.
Okay, so if a name brand is a quality, they'll just love quality things for themselves. All right, so I would not just buy a Land Rover just because it's a Land Rover. You know, I'm buying a Land Rover because of it has rear and both rear and front differential lock and thing, and it has a very strong metal frame. So if you flip over, you know, your thing and safety, and could press a button and the suspension could rise, and you could, when you're in the rough terrain in the mountains, you could, yes, or if you know, so them type of things. So you spend your money on things because of quality, not because of brand name. So it's not a brand name you really buying. What you are purchasing is something because it's quality. You understand? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That you wanting the best for yourself. You understand? So then there is that balance. So it's not that you you're going to be silly and just spend all your, because if you love yourself, even before you want to buy this, you will make sure that at least you have a house or something.
Mhm.
Yes, and so love of self means that you're a balanced person, you fully overstand.
Just hopped off. But yeah, that's important. And I wanted him to answer and speak about this question because I feel it's important that we remove that like brand name and that judgment on brand names.
Give thanks.
Less. Yes, I was just saying, like, I think it's important because a lot of the times we'll that thing about love and money and that about where if you're like the spiritual or if you're like a loving person, then you can't have a abundance of money, you know. So I feel like it's just important to touch on that. Is that I love that distinction of you're not buying brand name, you're buying quality. And then
Yeah,
as
but
you
it's
touched on
quality.
earlier about if I
It's
love
quality. It's all
myself, then
about
everything
quality, man.
around me is going to be the
It's all
best.
about quality. It's all about
Mhm.
quality, man. I'm not gonna buy a phone for just because I'm going to buy a phone, because I remember I used to have a particular type of phone, and because of that, what happened if I choose to go to another type of phone just because of a quality?
Yeah.
Right? I'd use a type of computer because of what I want to do for my work. That's just it. You know, I would buy a type of vehicle just because, you understand, of whatever
Mm.
I want to do. You know, and it's all about overstanding the balance, and still loving yourself to the extent that if you want to buy a boat for yourself, right, and just because you wanted to go to the ocean just once on it, that's good.
Mm.
You know, because that's, you've worked for it, and you want to give yourself a satisfaction. That was an objective you had. So, you understand, so you love yourself so much that you work to achieving that objective, whereby you could have gone out into the ocean and just spend a day in your own boat, and that was something that you wanted to do, make you feel good, right? So you don't have to explain things to people and feel obligated to explain things to people, because at the end of the day, is that self-love and that trueness and that honesty. And as long as you know you're an honest person, that means that your actions would be honest. You know, so if I have $10 and I would probably contribute $1 to some charity or to some person, right? Or if I have um okay, right now we have about a 20 something employees up in the mountain doing all the work that we're doing. And then if I put one more zero behind my worth, right? I'd have to put another zero behind the number of people I employ, which would be like 200 people. You understand? So then it would mean that I have the capacity of empowering more. You know, so the things that we never have enough answer, we never have enough laxative, we never have enough books, we never have enough of anything. You understand? So it is important that we fully embraced ourselves and understand that the only way that we could actually fulfill stuff is just by money is just a means to make things happen, my lord.
Mhm.
Right now, money is what they use to represent value. That's it. At a point in time, it was sticks and shells.
Yeah.
At a point in time, it was gold bars, silver bars. Right now, it's just paper money. Just now, it will be like
Either
crypto.
digital. Yeah.
Right. So then what? So you're gonna burn all the paper money. So how are you gonna burn the crypto now? Right. So it's just a representative of value. Right. So if it is that you want to, okay, the ultimate objective of our healthcare, our wellness center, is to be able to offer free healthcare. Now, how are we going to do that then? How it is that you're going to be able to offer people free free food, free massage, free acupuncture, free medicines, free everything? How is it that you're going to be able to do that?
That's
Tell
in
me.
abundance. Abundance
Abundance.
must be flowing.
You need to have so much that, right? And you overflow, that you could feed off your overflow, that you wouldn't even feel it yourself. So it's not like you're doing it, right? And then when you're doing it, you're killing yourself. So, boy, praise, boy, I help everybody but myself. And foolish. That's foolish. You cannot tell me that I always help everybody and I leave myself last. You're foolish. You know, it's silly. You cannot help everybody, and so what? You're trying to. So you are overcompensating just because of your own sense of lack. So then you are putting, right? You are putting, okay, everyone ahead of you. No, that means that you cannot love me. So if you don't love yourself, you cannot love me. So that means that we have a problem there, right? So love yourself. Love yourself. Unapologetically. Spend time with yourself. So that's why even in our Rising of the Gods retreat, coming up soon, and we have to launch it up, my lord, as soon as possible, right? There's going to be a day whereby, how often does a man actually get some like, since now it's okay, so a pedicure and a manicure, and sit down and soak his feet and get a foot massage? How often do you think that the man would sit down and take a time off and get these things?
Very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare. So
Less honorable.
as yeah,
You have
very rare.
someone
So
believe.
as a man, you have to do these things there for yourself unapologetically.
Mhm.
You understand that? That's self-love, an investment of time and energy in yourself. Then you'd understand the benefits of it to yourself, that you'd want it for everything that pertains to you.
Mhm.
Right? So you don't send your wife and get pedicure and manicure every time and then you never take one.
Got the crusty toes. It's so true.
You know?
Mhm.
And you have so much callus on your heel, and the back of your feet is cracking, and then nah, man. Self-love is the first love. Let us exercise that. Let us do that for ourselves.
Mhm. Give thanks. We have someone in the waiting room. We'll bring them on live, and then move on with the day. Honorable Malid, bless.
How's it going, guys? Bless.
Going well. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on here.
Give thanks, brother. Honor. So you had a question?
Yeah, basically, I was just on that topic of, I think when you were talking about we're taking actions like unconscious actions that are just kind of suicidal to us. You got any? Do you have any like tips and tricks onto how do you stay in that conscious state? Because like Cam said as well, sometimes we just make decisions and then we realize afterwards like they're bad, and we repeat them again and again. Do you have any tips and tricks into how to kind of things you could do to kind of catch yourself before you repeat bad behaviors or whatnot?
Yes, give thanks, my brother.
Yeah.
Well, as you said it, you said that you make choices. All right. Now, when you love yourself, you'd be able to make more intelligent choices. So, if you're about to eat something, you would ask yourself that question: is that good for me? Right? Then, what you've done, you've planted a seed in your heavens or in your thoughts. So, whatever you see, just asking the question: is that good for me? Because there's something called a trend of thought, right? And then you have interceptions of trends of thoughts. So if it is that you're always thinking, boy, things hard by me, nothing I'm working, I'm the all by myself, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're thinking on that trend of thought, and then you ask yourself, is that trend of thought good for me? Right? Two things you've done. You have intercepted that trend of thought. That means that you've stopped it. Even if it is for half of a second. You've stopped thinking in that poor me depressive state. And secondly, you have given yourself a window, an opportunity to answer that question and say, no, but that's not good for me. That's not good for me. Well, the priest say, I must always say, give thanks. Well, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, right? So then the constant asking yourself the question of whether an action is good, the outcome would be good, would intercept a particular trend of thought and also allows you an opportunity to come in and be positive. So then, if it is that you were having 90 negative thoughts and 10 positive thoughts, every time you have a negative thought, you are intercepting with a question, and then you are replacing with a positive thought. That means that you'd have 90 positive, 90 negative, plus the 10 positive you had before. So you'd have 100 positive and 90 negative. So then you'd be more in the balance of positive thinking. And it's a conscious work. It's a work that you have to take on. Why? Because you love yourself.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No,
You
you have
understand? And it's not abracadabra, It's not mad Brahman chant and you burn some sage and then you take a bath with anamua. No. There is that investment of time and energy, that consistency.
Yeah.
Right? And then you don't have to be lazy and procrastinate. You have to move on it. And then you're grateful. So even if you intercepted for 1 minute, give thanks. You've had 1 minute of bliss.
So we can't think light of, like, we can't say, oh, this is not a big decision. We have to, every decision's a big decision type of thing.
But it's a simple thing that matters. The simple things that matters.
Okay.
Every
Right?
moment has the
Okay.
opportunity to change your life.
Yeah. I know sometimes we put value on certain different values on different decisions. Like, oh, this is not a big decision. It, if I do this, whatever, I'll be back on tomorrow. But like all decisions are big. I guess we have to look at it that way.
As long as you ask yourself what's the outcome of it, whether it is for your upliftment.
Yeah.
Every single decision is important, honorable. Right? Yeah. And then remember, everything operates exponentially.
Yeah.
Check what I'm telling you. So it operates exponentially. So the little thing that you live is going to multiply by itself. So it's not going to be like 1 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 3 and 3 and 1, 4. It's going to be 1, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 3, 3 and 2, 5. You understand? 5 and 2, 7, 7 and 4. You understand? It's going to be growing. So the little thing that you think is insignificant as the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And that's what that is what that makes an extraordinary person.
Yeah.
They check for the littlest things, the simplest things, the smallest detail. That's how you become extraordinary. If you don't check for detail and then you check for the little things, you're just an ordinary person.
Oh, perfect. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Give thanks, my brother.
Give
Hatallah.
thanks, honorable. So we're gonna have a giveaway for you for joining us and hopping on this call. So for you,
Oh,
we're gonna get you some animal root today. So we'll be in contact after the call, and then we'll
oh,
send you a nice little blessed package of animal root.
oh, wow, bless. Bless, thank you. The answer itself was a blessing, but that's the cherry on top. Then, thank you, thank
Definitely
you.
give thanks. Give thanks for joining us.
Bless.
Much love,
Thank
honorable.
you, guys. Take care.
Bless.
Love.
Bless priest. Give thanks. Give thanks for everything that came through today. It was this is one for that we're definitely gonna have to revisit. And for everyone who watched this, like there's a lot of gems in here that we go back and just listen to this back. And there's so much. Listen to it forward. There's so much here that is just so potent and so important for today's day. So I definitely give thanks for your time and taking the time out of your day to share with us, and just grateful, giving thanks.
Well, give thanks as you know that we have opened up the floodgates for the people who want to come in and spend some time, as we're not taking any kind of commercial visitors right now in Mount Kailash, because we have left that portal of time open, right? And we wanted people to come in and help to strengthen on the building of whatever works that we are doing down here, and whatever the skills and the talents that you may possess when it comes to the whole realms of landscaping, decorating, videography, whatever it is, smiling, cooking, laughing, whatever it is, painting, whatever it is that you might be able to do, right? We just feel that right now is the time, the perfect time in that, because the work is not only just a pre-Kailash mission, it's a mission for the world. So we want the influence of the world, the mark of the world, the mark of everyone in the creation of the place. So come and plant a tree, and take care of it for a period of time. Our first retreat is going to be the Rising of the Gods retreat coming up the 19th of June. So even before that time there, we want to just create that kind of a space, and help to build up the empire, so at least we could fulfill the ultimate mandate. It is that coming into a state of existence whereby one does not live or die based upon how much money they have, right? Whereby we could be in such abundance that we could actually have systems in place where we could really take care of the people who really can't take care of their own selves. Yeah, because there are people who really cannot take care of themselves. Really, that really just cannot take care of themselves. And just giving them that moment just to be in a space whereby they are taken care of, right? And teaching them the value of it also, right, is something that is critical. So the portals are open. So we do have a couple of people who I think have contacted and they just contact Honorable Ras Akim there. You give them the information, my lord, so at least you could go through the screening process, and definitely, it's the time that, as they say, actions speak louder than words. So as we were just talking about, priest, I love your work. Well, just if you love my work, then
Where's the action? Love is an action word.
yeah, it's an action word. Okay.
Mhm.
So give thanks for your love, brother Akim. All love and
Thanks.
prosperity.
Thanks.
Empress Dora, I saw you on the chat. Give thanks for all those people who are with us, and I give thanks for y'all taking a little time out just to listen to my little words. And I'm very happy if you feel offended by anything I said. May that offense help you build up yourself and become something better. Someone has to do it. Someone has to be the black sheep, but not me. I'm the black lion. So give thanks for the moment and all love and prosperity. Peace divine. Looking forward to see the I'm in the space up here in the mountain. And Rising of the Gods, which is going to be awesome. We have some very high people that's going to be there. There's gonna be some real awesome high vibes. High vibes. So
Legendary.
just set yourself. Rastafari. Blessed. Give thanks, my Lord.
Love. Take care.
Honorable.
Bless y'all. Much love. That was so potent. Give thanks for y'all. Like I was saying, rewatch this. This is gonna be one where I'm gonna rewatch and certain parts, certain aspects of this to just have that level of consistency in the thoughts, and just a lot of gems were just placed for us there. So yeah, share this with people too, because yeah, this was potent, y'all. Like I can't say too much. Like it was real potent. So much love, y'all. And like he was saying, we're gonna be having people go up to the mountain Saint Lucia. So you're gonna have that opportunity to help out and to provide your uniqueness and your gifts and your services to the mountain and our mission and our vision. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be putting out some posts on Instagram and even here on YouTube. I'm going to start using the post feature a little bit more on YouTube. So we're going to start putting that out. And then June 19th is our next retreat. We were going to have the Sacred Goddess retreat and a Journey Beyond Wellness, which is our retreat. But we had to later on. So those ones are most likely going to be in July and August. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep y'all updated. But we have the June 19th to the 27th is the Rising of the Gods retreat, which is going to be a men's retreat. And that's going to be launching in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that, y'all. Sending y'all love and balance. I give thanks for each and every one of y'all who hop on this. Like I said, y'all don't even understand how valuable and important each and every one of y'all are to me. And like the priest said, love is an action word, and love is time. Like taking that time to be here is so important. So I give thanks. I give thanks for all of the chats, everyone just communicating in the chat, sharing a bit of themselves. And I do look on the live, the video a bit more. We would love to see you. I would love to see you hop on live. Thank you, Malik, for hopping on and getting on live and just asking a question live. I think that's important, that it's not just one way coming in. Like we're just pushing that out at y'all, but y'all are actually engaging and y'all are, a part of it, because y'all are a very important part of us. Like Pre said, it's not just the him mission. It's not just a me mission. This is a us mission. This is a we thing. So it's important that we all realize how important it is for us to just be a part. And a part of what I realized lately when it comes to community is sometimes we got to step out of our comfort zone for the sake of creating community. Sometimes we got to step out of that comfort zone for the sake of creating community, because it's just not something that isn't that natural for us according to our current programming. So we got to step out of our comfort zones and let's build this community. Let's just continuing to just join in on these lives and taking some actions from these lives. Last live, I talk about just committing to one thing each week, committing to one thing. And for me, since last live to this live, my thing to commit to was the journaling in the rising. So every day when I woke up, I would do my meditation. Then after my meditation, I journal. Boom, 7 days straight. I'm gonna continue with that habit. So let's just do those little things, y'all. Get uncomfortable and just know that, if you knew better, you do better. So let's start doing better. Let's start giving ourselves what we need and what we deserve. Let's start being honest with ourselves. Let's be truthful with ourselves, with that sometimes harsh realities, sometimes that level of honesty that hurts us, that's offensive to us. Like Pri said, the truth is what did he say? I don't know if he said the truth, but the truth is, it may be offensive, but it's not a sin. So it's not a sin. So let's be truthful. Let's just let that truth shine through. I feel that's so important for us. And just have that honesty. we posted a video aspect of our lives is in order for us to get where we want to go, we got to be super real and honest with where we currently are. And we got to love where we currently are, because a lot of the times we want to go somewhere, but we're not loving where we are. So we're going to carry this level of dislike and not loving to wherever we go, right? Wherever we go, it's going to be following us. So what we have to do is we got to be so real and honest with ourselves to sit in that silence and have everything come up. So then we could look at where we're at and be real with ourselves and give ourselves that level of truth. So then we could give thanks for everything that I've gotten to get me to where I am right now. I'm very grateful for everything. I'm grateful because a lot of the things, what we realize is we are here and what we're currently in, even if it's what Priest was saying is suicidal actions. Sometimes those suicidal actions are actually saving us from a sooner death, which is something to think about. And that's something where we can have compassion for those actions. And then we could say, hey, I'm no longer in that danger anymore. So I no longer have to protect myself by these suicidal actions anymore. And I love myself and I love everything that I've gotten that made me this person who I am and that's gotten me to this place, every moment of it. Because it's the moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. Every moment of it, I love it. And then if we could get that level of just realness with ourselves, I believe every one of us here is going to be impacted so much. I believe every one of our missions, every one of our visions is just going to become so much clearer. And it's just going to be beautiful, y'all. I just giving thanks. So much love, y'all. I'm going to catch y'all next strong Sunday. We're live and come vibe with us. Come ready for that high grade healing talks and sending y'all love and balance. And yes, congratulations, Malid. Every live, we're going to be doing giveaways. So sometimes it's going to be when you hop on, you get a giveaway. Sometimes we're going to be asking questions just to ensure that you're engaging and you're present. But every time we're going to be doing giveaways because I want y'all to relate learning and I want y'all to relate education and that level of coming together for the purpose of uplifting self. I want y'all to relate that with a good experience. I want y'all to relate that with that like woo, like celebration, like, oh, I won something. You know, I want that to be the experience where we get excited about uplifting self and we get excited about loving self. So we're gonna be having that every strong. So sending y'all love and balance. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.